welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am starting a new series called The Battle of the Pens. So I'm going to be taking two different pens that I think are really similar and just comparing them, I guess. So my first episode, I guess you could say, is the Frixion Pilot pens versus the Parkoo pens, and they're both erasable. So let's start off with the Frixion pens. So I'm just going to go through the basics, everything you need to know about each pen, and then kind of explain which one I would think is better at the end. So the Frixion Pilot pens, I feel like they've been around longer. That's why I'm showing you that they have like fine liner felt tip if you would prefer them to. Overall, this is what they look like. I feel like they are a lot heavier, a lot more weight. They do have more variety because I feel like they're probably an older brand. Like they have a 0.7 millimeter pen, and then the one with the white erasers are 0.5 millimeter pens. So I think if you have smaller handwriting, I know a lot of people that like the 0.5 millimeter ones better just because they work better for their small handwriting. So I'm going through and writing with both the 7.7 millimeter and the 0.5 millimeter on different types of paper and just comparing them, and I will do this with the Parkoo pen too. Overall, I've been using this pen for years. I think since like more than 5 years. So I'm really acquainted with these pens and I really like them. And now that I found the Parkoo pen, I really wanted to kind of compare. So this is how it looks. I think overall the one that kind of shows the true colors of the Frixion pen will probably be the very last one that says just notes on it. I think the paper is just a little bit different and it like just tells you. So I'm showing you guys the eraser. Don't know why I had a huge pause there, but the erasing quality, I was amazed when, the first time I erased it. It does leave a little bit of a residue, but I think most erasable pens do that. And when you look at it flat, you can't really tell that it's, not erasable, but like you can't really tell that you erased it. But then when you look on the side, you can see kind of like the smudge of it. And then I'm also showing you that these are really smearable. Like the ink is just really wet and lasts a long time. So the 0.7 smears more than the 0.5. The 0.5 doesn't really smear, but the 0.7 for some reason just has always smeared, I guess. And now we're going into the Parkoo pens. Now I've used these for like a month, I want to say. They're a little bit lighter and I guess cheaper made, like a little bit cheaper, like the packaging overall. I do like the eraser better on the Parkoo pen. I think that it's a little like denser, like it just kind of takes things off a lot quicker. As far as the clicking, the Parkoo pen is not as loud as the Frixion pen, so I really like that. The grip, I think if it kind of depends on your handwriting. If you have small handwriting, you'll probably like the Frixion pen better. If you have bigger handwriting, you'll probably like the Parkoo one better. Overall, the packaging is not too similar. Like obviously the Frixion pen is a little thicker, like not the Parkoo pen is thicker, and then the Frixion pen is a lot skinnier. But overall, I personally think that for the price, which I will definitely like go through the prices at the very end, but for the price, I think it would be worth it. So here I am writing it again on all of the three papers. I kind of realized that the ink on the Parkoo pens kind of depend on how long you've been using it. Like the pink pen, I've had a lot of my friends use it, so like the ink comes out a lot smoother. And then the red pen, it's like still trying to kind of get a flow of things. So keep that in mind. But I think most pens are like that in general. Both erasable pens have a different type of texture, but I think that just kind of goes with erasable pens in general. So now I'm showing you guys just how it looks, and I will show you how it erases, and again, if it smears or not. Overall, I don't think the Parkoo pen really smears too often. Like, it just, I don't know, like I feel like, I tried smearing it and it doesn't really work like when it smears. So keep that in mind. If you're like left-handed and you feel like things smear, I think parkoo pens would be really, really good for my left-handed people, because there's literally no smearing. Like even with the pink one, I don't really see any smearing. Like whereas like the frixion pen, there is so much smearing. Like I think it's honestly crazy. When it comes to erasing, like I said, I do like the eraser better on the parkoo pen. I think it erases things faster, and it just gets more out of the way. And I also think it erases things better. Like you don't see anything, and it has less of a residue. There is still going to be residue because it's an erasable pen, but overall you get rid of all that residue. To really put it to the test, I decided to put it on my lovely Rocketbook. So overall, Rocketbook stuff, you need to let it dry, because if not, like the paper itself, like it just smears completely. But I'm going to show you that the parkoo pen is actually ended up being more like durable on the paper. So I'm using all the different colors I have and showing you like the ink, the texture, all of that. Keep in mind, this Rocketbook is old, like really, really old. And there has been times where like it's been passed down from my like dad. So he like didn't clean it right, and it just has like his little like handwriting in it. He has a lot smaller handwriting, so he prefers the frixion pens just because they have the option of having a 0.5 millimeter like point. I also do think that the parkoo pen has a flimsy tip. Like when I'm writing it, I can feel the tip moving, where the frixion pen, you really, really don't have that problem. So here is the aftermath, what it looks like. There are definitely, I have more colors of the parkoo pens just because they're new and they're all together. My frixion pens, I've had them forever, so I've lost a couple. I haven't refilled any of them. I'm showing you the erasing of it. On the Rocketbook, there is no residue on it from the parkoo pen, but the frixion pen for some reason has like so much residue. Like it's just like when you get, if you end up getting one of these pens or both, it just like there's weird feeling, and the parkoo pen has like no residue, and then the frixion pen is just weird, like it has that like grimy feeling of a residue from your erasable pen. So I would keep that in mind. Now I'm showing you that obviously Rocketbooks, you have to let it dry and it smears so fast, but for some reason the parkoo pen doesn't smear as bad. It still does smear because it's a Rocketbook, but it doesn't smear as bad. If you don't know what a Rocketbook is, I have so many videos, and I will link them in the eye and down below, of like a full video talking about Rocketbooks and what they are and cute notes you can take on Rocketbooks. It's a notebook, but it's a little bit more eco-friendly. So definitely keep that in mind. I decided to show you guys me cleaning it, so I just ran it under the sink, and you can see that the frixion pens like instantly like tried really hard to come off, but the parkoo pens were really, really like not hard to get off, but like it lasted a lot longer. So I think that's something you should definitely keep in mind. So overall, I think the parkoo pen is probably worth the money. Parkoo pens for I think 10 is like $10, whereas the frixion pens 10 I think is like $15. And then if you get like 15 pens parkoo, it's like $13. And if you get a frixion pen, that is a pack of them, for here's me showing you them. If you get a frixion pack of 15, it's $30. So it's honestly so expensive, but you can find them absolutely everywhere. So again, $14 pack of parkoo is $14, and then the 15 pack of the frixion pens are $30. So definitely keep that in mind. So here I am going into the pros and cons if you want to stop the video and look at it. The pros to the frixion pen, which I'm now looking at it, I didn't even mention, is that they have refills for the ink, which parkoo does not have that. They are expensive though. I've never bought a refill because I just don't see the need for them. Now, I have way more pros than cons for parkoo pens because I'm overall leaning more towards that direction. Again, if you want to go back, stop the video and do it. I think I've talked over everything that I need to. There are no refills. Again, that's the only thing that I think keeping in mind that I would, think about. But overall, I think that parkoo pens are definitely worth it, and you should definitely take time, pause the video, look through the pros and cons, and see which one you would want to buy. But overall, that is it for the Battle of the Pens. I think this battle is pretty clear who won. For me, it would definitely be the parkoo pens. They're a lot cheaper. I feel like they last longer, and they're definitely worth your money. But let me know down below what you guys think, and let me know who won this pen battle, and let me know if you want to see more pen battles in the future. So make sure to subscribe to be part of the Angels team. Also hit that notification bell so you never miss another one of my videos. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope to see you guys next Sunday, because I promise you guys it will be an amazing one. Bye guys.